Hello, everybody, and welcome to my channel. This is the first episode, the very first episode of Tell Me Your Dreams with Tamara Zenobia. So I'm interviewing today the lovely Shani, Cutie with a cane, aka, and she's going to be telling me about her dreams, and we will be using the Dream Symbols Journal to help her go through her dream and translate. Now, I'm just here to give a brief introduction of the overall interview. It's over an hour long. However, it is juicy and full of amazing information and tidbits. Shani is a superpowered goddess when it comes to dreaming, and she is just beginning her journey in terms of actually turning this into something that's going to change people's lives. And really, she's got this amazing gift. So listen to the interview. I know you're gonna love it, and I want to encourage you to comment. I want to encourage you to share this. I want to encourage you to share your resources or any of the information that you have, anything you want to share. Please do so because the dreams now, as always, the dreams have always been a source for us to grow and to learn about ourselves. So listen to the interview, like, share, subscribe to the channel, and by all means, come link in the bio to purchase the Dream Journal. This is the downloaded version of the journal, the PDF version, but you can also purchase it on Amazon. You can get it on my website or on Amazon. So there's my little spiel. Enjoy the interview, and I'll see you later. So, welcome, Shani, Cutie with the Cane, aka Cutie with the Cane, to my first interview for the Dream Reading Journal. So, I'm this journal means a lot to me because um I'm a dreamer. Been a dreamer my whole life, and ever since I was young, I had put together this format for my dreams. Like, if it's this kind of dream, it means this. If I don't remember the dream, it doesn't matter, And when I do remember the dreams, I'm like, oh, that's a message, right? And then there's all these other little, and I've got like my own system, and it's all in my head. And a lot of it, conversation with God. I've had dreams where I've just been like, what does that mean? And God's like, girl, I'm going to start sharing some of the stories. It's been a journey to share myself in that way, but I have some really crazy dreams. So I know that my thing is that God does not speak to us in a foreign language, like, oh, I'm speaking to you in freaking Martian language, right? Because
No.
in your dream, he's like,
Yeah.
the symbols, like, so people say, well, I dreamt about this and I don't know what that means. Really? You do know what it means. What does
Yeah.
the snake mean to you? And then they're like,
Mhm.
oh, yeah, I hate snakes. Okay, so what happened in the dream regarding the snakes? And then they're like, oh.
Mhm.
But the most important thing about the dreams and why we need to interpret them is because what if the dreams, like, people don't realize that the dreams are formulas for the day or the week or the month, right? So once you
Mhm.
decipher the dream, you could wake up and be like, I went and bought a lottery ticket and I won because the dream showed me, right? And simple
Yeah.
stuff, because I had to go do this, that, and the other. And then I went and did all these things right in proper order. Then I was in line at the right time and I got the right number. I won.
Yep.
Or, I met this person and this person was able to help me build my business, or so many things that connect, right? And if we see our dreams as that, as like the magic key to finding out, it's the intuitive, it's the divination for your own life, right?
Mhm.
So the more we learn about our dreams, the more we actually take them seriously and then just go, I dreamed. Oh well, oh, it was weird. Okay. And then there's a bus. Hey, bus meets person. Game over. I mean, like, that's really how real it is. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people could be like, I had this dream before I had this accident, and the dream was showing me I shouldn't go to
Yeah.
this house, or I shouldn't drink this drink from this person. And they
Yeah.
did. Like, this person tried to poison me. It's like, So dreams can be very, very informational.
Oh yeah.
Help and
Absolutely.
help.
I've had premonitory dreams, and I've
Uh-huh.
had dreams where like big world events happened, and I was sleeping, and it all happened in a dream. And when I woke up and I look on TV, it's like my dream is what happened on TV,
Mhm, mhm,
like
mhm.
that kind of a
Yeah,
thing.
and you're like, "What?
Yeah.
Like, how?" Yes. Okay. Well, I have some stuff that I won't reveal to you until the end about your dreams, but I got major revelation. I mean, you didn't even tell me everything, but I was like, "Oh my gosh, this has no idea what's happening. This stuff is happening." So, it's the magic formula for you. It's the missing key. So, so let's start. So, which dream did you want to start with?
Well, the latest dream that I had, um, oh, my mom was in the dream. Now my mom is passed,
Mhm.
and my mom and I were very, very, very close.
Okay.
And um, about a year before she died, um, we kind of came to the whole, I know that you were doing your best,
Mhm.
and that was all that you were doing. It was everything that you were doing your best. And I appreciate you and I love you for all of that. And she realized that me saying like, oh, this was bad and I want to change this for my kids doesn't mean that I think that she was a bad mom. It just
Mhm.
means that I want to learn from my mom and grow and then be a better mom and then my kids be better parents and so on and so forth. But anyways, so in this dream, we were I was in a neighborhood, all brick old houses like built in the 30s. And um I was wandering around the neighborhood and finally went into one of the houses, and my mom was there, and there was a bunch of other people. Now, I did foster care, my mom did foster care. So in my dream, it was just like more people, more kids,
Okay.
like
Okay.
young teenagers. Um, and she was like, okay, well, you can go and sleep over here. And so I went
Mm,
and I laid down on a bed, but then
mhm.
somebody else came in to the house,
Okay.
and another kid came into the house and she asked me to move to another place.
Okay.
And then another
Yes.
person came, and then she had me move from that place to another place until eventually she had me lay on a bench, like just literal wooden bench. And I told my mom, I was like, Mom, this is bullshit.
Mhm. Okay.
I'm like, you're not, I said, you don't do that. You don't put people over people and be like, okay, you get this because you're better, this because you're better. I said, you don't do that kind of a thing.
Mhm.
And in my dream, she was like, oh, you're right. Okay. I'm sorry. You can go
Mhm.
sleep over there on another mat. I was like, okay, thanks. Like,
Okay. Right. So she was like, so it's kind of like she was acknowledging, um, she she acknowledged that you were upset about it, and she said, "Okay, fine, sure, go sleep on a mat over there." But the deeper thing that I'm seeing here was, first of all, you felt like you were not as important as you should have been because other
yeah,
people came and took place in front of that. And the
because
other thing was
that's what
that,
I told her was like, I'm like, this is bullshit because you never play favorites. And
mhm,
why are
mhm,
you doing it right now?
uh-huh, okay. So the first, so okay, so is that the whole dream, or is that like, is that part
That's
of it?
part of it.
Okay. So what's the rest of it?
So, um, when I woke up, my mom wasn't there anymore,
Mhm.
and it was just a bunch of the kids, the boys were there. And I had to get something out of the attic.
Mhm.
And in order to do that, I had to crawl up on the counter in the kitchen and then onto the cabinets in the kitchen. And there was olive oil in one of the
Mhm.
cabinets and it fell out. And I opened up into the ceiling, which ended up being a big, huge room, like just a big, huge empty room with windows all around and wood floors.
Mhm.
And I looked down, to tell the kids, I'm like, okay, I made it. I'm going to go do whatever. I don't know, whatever I was going to do. And they're like, bye. And I'm
Uh-huh.
like, you guys good down there? And they're like, yep. And I'm like, okay, good. And then that was, that was it.
Wow. Oh, wow. That's very, and so that's the whole dream.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I like I left them down in the house
Mhm.
and I was in the attic roof of the house, but it was actually a different house,
Okay.
if that makes any sense at all whatsoever. It was
So
a
so you were
completely different house.
s- it so the dream, okay, so you started in one house and then later
Mhm.
end up in another house
Yeah.
in the dream. And the house that and you got to the other house by way of that cabinet where you went and saw the and then once you got up there it was something completely different.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so the two different houses, places. Okay. So,
But I had to make sure that all the kids were good and they
mhm.
all had a place
Mhm.
in the other house. And as soon as they were all fine, I was like, okay.
This is very interesting. I hear as a, okay, so as a, I mean, I'm wanting to go through the process of the journal, but already I'm hearing everything that I need to hear as from as far as what it means and what you're seeing here. Um, wow. So just to review, this book goes through like people and their meaning, places and their meaning, and miscellaneous symbols. Colors and associations. You don't have a lot of those things in this. So I'm just going to start with your mom in this dream. Okay, so the people and their meaning to you. So your mom, you love your mom, you were very close, and she means a lot to you. And also, you felt like you you in the dream, you felt like you were being put on the back burner by her. Did you feel like that in real life too? Like sometimes people, she,
Sometimes,
yeah, yeah.
sometimes, but I mean, I'm an only child.
Hmm.
So, but like I said, I grew up with foster brothers
Hmm.
and sisters.
Hmm.
So she always made sure that I knew that, you know, I was
Hmm.
number one.
Hmm.
But sometimes, I mean, I felt like,
Hmm.
but she also did daycare, but
Hmm.
the kind of daycare where some of the kids would stay with us all week
Hmm.
and their parents just picked them up on the weekend.
Gotcha. Wow, that's a lot. Um, and also, let's see. So, and the fact that this, so like I'm picking up elements of not just feeling put behind, but also um I've highlighted the idea of sleeping and resting. So the idea that you this all takes this could have been anything like settings at a table or anything, but it was the thing that stood out was I'm trying to find a place to go to sleep. And when you try to find a place to go to sleep, it's to rest.
Mhm.
So you're feeling like you can never rest, right?
Yeah.
Kid, maybe there was this constant feeling of I've always got to be the one, the bigger sister, or watching or making sure everybody's okay. So I see, the rest is not getting the rest that you need. It was a big component maybe when you were growing up, and it's something that you probably have dragged with you into your adulthood. And it's one of those
Yeah.
behaviors that you're not even aware, and
Mhm.
also, so the attic is a little bit dualistic. I see two things there. But what about this bottle of olive oil? I want to talk because it's like
Yeah,
that's
that was weird.
that's
It
a
was very distinct. It was in the corner cabinet,
Mhm.
and when I climbed up the cabinet to go into the attic slash other house, whatever it was, this um glass bottle of olive oil, light colored olive oil, like extra virgin olive oil, it fell out of the cabinet. It didn't break, but it
Mhm.
fell out of the cabinet and it spilled a little bit.
Mhm. So what does the olive oil represent to you? What is the what association, like, did when you were a kid? First, let's start there. What does olive oil made you think about in your childhood?
Well, cooking,
Okay.
because that's what we used was olive
Mhm.
oil. That was
Okay.
the only thing we used.
Gotcha. And now in your adult life, what does olive oil mean to you?
Like clarity, if that makes any sense.
Olive oil means clarity. So do you use it like uh, so for me, olive oil is used as something for anointing, to
Mhm.
cleanse, and to cook. But I use olive oil for everything.
Everything.
So my
Yeah.
skin, my hair, cooking,
Yep.
everything.
Yep.
It's my lotion of choice, olive
Yep.
oil. Um, so, and you say that a little bit of it spilled, but it's like the going into the attic through the kitchen cabinet, that's something that's very, I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, okay, so why the kitchen cabinet? So did you guys do a lot of things in the kitchen? Like, was the kitchen a place where you guys spent a lot of time? Because the attic represents memories to me. When I see
I,
the attic,
I, we did I mean, growing up, my mom and I cooked a lot, and I haven't cooked in a long time. I haven't been able to cook in a very long time.
so I
But we
just
spent
feel,
a lot, and my mom collected
Mhm.
recipes,
She collect,
and she collected recipes.
okay, okay.
And so when she passed, I got all of her stuff, and I have all of her recipe books and all these handwritten recipes and boxes of recipes. And
Wow. Yeah,
yeah,
it's memories. It's memories. I'm seeing memories. Like you're going into the cat, you're going up there to get memories, right? Um, It's taken me to two different places. It's taken me to your childhood, and you're going up there to have memories and to be with your mom in a certain sense and memories, right? And you said
mhm,
like there's this huge room where that, like, how could this be so big? And it's a whole other house. So
yep,
also to me, it shows me that now you're an adult and the kids that you're looking down at are your kids, that you're checking to make sure that it's okay that you can go into this attic and be alone there, or do whatever it is that you're going to do in this other house. So, oh, this is getting deep. Dimensions. You're shifting
yep,
um to go into this other space. But then once you get there, it's this room and you're like, okay.
mhm.
what will I do in this room?
Yeah.
So, and this is taking me to someplace very somber. Like I saw it, but I didn't know how it was going to unfold. But I was like, look, I don't do that kind of stuff. But it takes me to the place where I feel like you are thinking about death. And the attic represents the upper room, going to that other dimension. And
Yeah.
you're checking on the kids to make sure they're okay. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, when you look at it all, is a weird way to bring those associations together, isn't it?
No,
Like
it makes complete
it
sense.
and everything. And now you're in the attic, and what are we doing in the attic? And it's like you are thinking about, um, you know, I'm sure what you go through, um, constantly has you thinking, gosh, you must get tired a lot. You must go through so many different emotions and feelings. And sometimes you probably are like, you know what, fuck this, And so the dream, when you go into dream time, that's the place where you get to explore that idea and that reality. Um, and it's a place where your mom is, so that's why your mom is up there, and you don't want, ah, this is all spilling. Now it's like you don't want your own children to feel like your condition is like you and those kids being moved over for places to sleep. So you're calling down, checking out, what are they okay? Is everything okay? I want to make sure you guys are good before I go. And
Yeah.
you're playing out the scenario in your mind. Now it doesn't, this, I want to preface, is not to mean that this is going to happen soon. I mean, in other people's reality, we don't know when death is coming.
Yeah.
And I preface that with other people's reality because in my own
It
reality,
just seems, it seems to me that it just really feels to me like it's not soon, but
Mhm,
sooner than I want it to be.
mhm, mhm. So
Does that
you
make
want,
sense?
yeah, it makes sense. I mean, you're not like sitting here going, "Oh my God," freaking out, but you're like, "Okay, so you're exploring this event, that could happen." Um, but um okay, so there's a lot to unpack here. This is deep. I knew you were going to bring this something deep, but I have something
It's
deep.
just really interesting because it's completely different than my all my other dreams
Mhm.
that I
Now,
usually.
what did you feel? What did you, when you had this dream, what were your feelings? Like, how did you feel when the dream was over and you woke up? What was the first thing that came to your mind?
The first thing that came to my mind was I laughed
Hmm.
because of yelling at my mom,
Hmm.
this is fucking bullshit. And then
Hmm.
her going, you're right, it is. Because she would never do that.
Hmm. Hmm. She would never say, "You're right, it is." Wow, that is so crazy.
Never. But like even though she would, say it in a way, but in real life, she never would just be like, you're right, I'm wrong.
Mhm.
Like that.
Wow. So your mom is showing up in a way, uh, healed. And
Yeah.
also, I see a little bit of what I see is that she's there with you in spirit, showing you a version of yourself and what you're going through. And it's kind of like she is you and you're having a conversation with yourself. And she's like, and then she shows up in her own form and's like, exactly, this is
Yeah.
ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like, imagine turning around and now you're looking at yourself doing this, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, and also, um, sometimes because we want to protect the people that we love, the things that they do could have been extreme for us, could have been very hurtful. But because we want to be like, well, it was my mom. She did the best she could. Yada, yada. We don't go into the deepness of really how deep it made us feel,
Yeah.
how hurt, how painful that was. So
Yeah.
but it could be more painful for you than you realize. And now you could be experiencing things in your relationships in your waking life, and you are the monster. You're the one who's like, but you're like, how can I be the monster? I'm the person with the problem. So you're going through and you're seeing the children and the young people as the symbols of all these different ways, and that's how it shows up. Because what if you're the kind of person that's like, mm-mm, not me? There's no other way for you to see it but to see it
Yeah.
in this way with these other people, right? If it had have been someone in your dream coming to you and saying, hey, look, you are doing these things, you would have woke up and said, that person's trying to attack me. I'll be damned. I don't like this. That person's evil. And then we wouldn't get the healing. We wouldn't get the message because we would immediately see ourselves as a victim of someone else's
Mhm.
reality, problem, projection.
Yeah.
So, wow. Um, it's a you are looking for healing, right? And you're looking for healing. There's problems and you want to heal from those problems. And so your higher self is like, girl, we're going to work this out. And we want to show you something. And so they're showing you what they're seeing on the inside and
Yeah.
how to work it out. So you go up into the attic where you get to remember all the different things, but the attic is empty. So I have a feeling that this dream is not over.
Oh, yeah. I feel
So
like there's still more to it.
we're going to fall asleep, and then you're going to end up in that room and going, oh, I'm back here again. Because, I have those kind of dreams where I continue a dream from another time.
Oh,
And
yeah.
based on what you've said, you have those dreams too. But
The majority of my dreams
Mhm.
take place in this um, building, and it's kind of like a big convention center, but it's like a college dorms, and sometimes it's a hotel, and sometimes it's an actual like convention center, and sometimes it's like a high school, but it's always the same place. And I'm always doing all kinds of stuff and helping all kinds of people. And I'm just really busy all the time. That's why this dream was just like separate.
Mhm.
Like it was in a totally different place than all my other dreams. Most
Wow.
my dreams usually are.
Yeah. Well, this one is really a healing dream. I feel like a dream for you to heal and reflect, um, and look at the relationships in your life and try to find like balance in between what you're going through and how you associate what you're dealing with the way that other people are experiencing you versus seeing you. Like, how are they experiencing you in their own reality? Um, but or and the other thing is that when you said that you have dreams where you're actually traveling and going places and helping people energetically, um,
All the time, a lot.
so this tells me a lot about your energy. Like like you're in Hawaii now, so you get to go to places where you get to restore, you get to get better,
Mhm.
and I bet that's doing a lot for your health too. You are probably
Yeah.
feeling better, right? Because you're getting that sun,
Hmm. Yeah.
but also that w- this is an actual science, this is an actual profession, and there are
Mhm.
things around what you do that could change your physical being and your life if you know, right? And that is that you have an actual job in the other realms to go and to help these people to do these things. But you have to have protections up.
Yeah.
So you've got to uh it's like It's like being a doctor, or you before you go to bed now, you have to suit up. Means put up your protections, get different kinds of crystals, protective crystals to sleep with and near and around you. There are certain mantras that you should be speaking before you go to bed, right? And then also,
That's funny that you say that because when I was little,
mhm,
I used to say like a little something to myself every night before I would go to sleep because so that my dream wouldn't be scary or
mhm.
so I wouldn't have like a nightmare or scary or something like that. I would say to myself every night, it's going to be a good dream. It's going to be a good dream. It's going to be a good dream. It's going to be a good dream.
Yes, but it's even, what if they're not? I mean, for me, there's no such thing as bad dream, good dream. There are dreams that are revelatory. There are dreams that are
Yeah.
things. I mean, even if it's a dream that's sort of a bad dream or a nightmare, there's a message. What is the message? Why did I dream that? What is that talking about? And then you find out, oh,
Yeah.
it's actually a bad dream. Actually, this dream was a warning, or this dream was showing me that I need to look deeper into a certain thing that's going on in my life. And then everything starts to make sense. But the work that you're doing is actually like, it's metaphysical and it's a science. So when you go in, you're actually affecting things in dream time that affect things out in the waking in the real world. And it's not only just right here with you, it's also somewhere else. You can be in several places at the same time, especially in
That
dream.
makes sense.
And so imagine you've been doing this your whole time and your
Mhm.
entire body is suffering because you were not aware that you were physically being affected by what's happening in your dreams. So
Mm.
now you can actually go into dream time and say, show me where to go to get my healing.
Okay.
Show me where to go so that I can, and then when you go in dream time, when you wake up, you'll find, wait a minute, I'm not having headaches anymore. Wait a minute. I
Yeah.
and then you go to the doctor's office. Well, these certain levels are different now. What have you been doing? This is not, I'm telling you,
Yeah.
what I'm saying is not undocumented.
Yeah.
There are things happening all over the entire world where people are having experiences like this. But you will be so surprised to find that your dream, what's happening to you in your sleep is affecting your physical body. And so now you're not looking at it as, oh, I'm just laying down going to sleep. Now you're like, wait, I'm protected, I'm safe. You start making contact with your spirit guides, archangels, guardian angel, your higher self, God, how I say the
Hmm.
spirit, I just say spirit for the big G,
I'd
and
say the universe.
yeah, yeah, and then say, we're going to bed now. Please come with me. And then you'll meet them there. And then you guys can work together. And that will between now and the end of next month, you'll be like, my life is totally changed.
That
And
would change a lot because
and then
usually I'm just like, okay, what's going to happen tonight?
yeah, right, right. So, and yeah, you probably will ask that, but at least now you know it doesn't matter because now you've got protection. Now you're safe. Now you're not traveling. You're never alone, right? But if you don't
Hmm.
know who's with you, you can't say, "Hey, get that. Stop that. Can you help me over here? I need some assistance." And then when you wake up, you bring back your team with you and you guys can have a powwow, a discussion, talk and write down these adventures and going through this process, of association. But I mean, I'm at a level I don't really need to do this anymore because I just go,
Hmm.
what, but some people have to go deep, they have to dig. But see what we did, we dug today and bam, this is what
Yeah.
we got because we asked these questions. It wasn't just, well, there's this room and then this and then that.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of gifts there that are latent in you that you're not accessing through the dream time and dream travel, but that could greatly benefit your waking life. Like night and day difference experiences.
That would be helpful because I feel like in my dreams, I'm always helping other people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I wake up and I'm tired. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I'll like tell my husband, I'm like, oh my gosh, last night was
Yeah.
a little lot.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And you're like, I don't even, and then throughout the day, you don't even remember. And you're just like, oh, well, it was just a dream. But your dreams are places, other dimensions, other portals, other things happening,
Oh,
experiences.
they all feel very extremely real. And I feel like a lot of the times, I feel like I'm helping souls or spirits or I don't know, like move on,
Mhm.
whether it's like move on from life to death or move on from a certain place in their life to
Right.
another place in their life.
Mhm.
But I'm
I met someone, and this is,
helping other people move
yeah, they told me
a
they do
lot.
on purpose. They're like, I go into dreams and I help people. I literally, on purpose, go to these other places to help people get out of
That's
situations to protect them.
that's what I do. Like
That's what
that's
she does. But she's like aware of it. She does it on purpose. She knows that she's doing
yeah,
it. So for you, and you have to know that there's a spiritual hierarchy, there's a spiritual realm that we're not even aware that exists out there. You can't do that work without consequence. So you
mhm,
have to know that there's, when you go into those places, it is important to shelter yourself, to protect yourself so that you don't bring that stuff back with you, right?
yeah,
The other dimensions, right? You know,
yeah,
you could do with probably a good space clearing in your home, you know, every morning when you wake up, clean your room, clean your house with the, get some sage and go through and just chant and do some things to get out any energies. And if you've been doing it so long, there could be things happening and that around you at your house with your life, and it's all weird and so erratic, and you're just thinking, oh, that's normal. Oh, that's nothing. It's like, no, honey, that's some bullshit. There's some tech going on there. And they've been doing it for so long that you just incorporated as a normal thing, but it's not. So you start cleaning stuff up and say, oh, get out. I see you, get out. Things will become
yeah,
visible to you. You will start to have more sight, like physical sight, where you'll be like, I see, did you see that thing over there in the corner? And then you can shoo them out. Get out, go away. You know, but
yeah,
you are the reigning power. You are the authority. You are the one who's, in charge. And once the spirits know that, they will, you know,
yeah,
they will be less of a nuisance, right? I'm not gonna say they're gonna just completely go away because their job is to do what they do. But when
yeah,
you're empowered with the knowledge of who you are in spirit and what you're doing, bam, you can start, you start setting these things in place, and all of a sudden, I can't even put into words like the enormity of what I'm telling you. You have access to some magic and some higher realm of knowledge that you're not accessing, that
yeah.
you're not consciously aware of it, but you're in the right place. You're in Hawaii
I've
and
always felt like if something is there and I'm just not getting
Mhm.
it,
Mhm.
like it's right there.
I'm telling you, you are going to see some big changes. You're going to see a get in 30 days, you're not going to recognize yourself. In 30 days, if you take this seriously, 30 days, you are not going to recognize your life, you're not going to recognize yourself, and you will be on a path and you will be like, wow, this whole time, really? No way. For reals, right? Maybe
Oops.
even I mean, I'm going back to the dream. The empty room is the room that looks empty, but it's filled with gifts. The oil, the and I'm going to call it the anointing oil, the olive oil
Mhm.
is an anointing to go. I'm shifting this dream from that vision of death into anointing into the higher realms.
Well, then does that mean something that like when it's spilled and I put my toes in it before I went up?
Mhm. Anointed to walk in the higher realms.
Okay, that makes sense.
And of course, it's timely because we're sitting here having this conversation. Like, like you said, your normal dreams are a certain way, and then here we are.
Yeah.
You know, wow, that's incredible. So here you are, this magical creature. But yeah, this is huge. Like as soon as you said those things that you said, I was like, oh my God, I gotta tell her. She's, and you did tell me when I met you at that Juneteenth event, you said, I'm
Mhm.
gonna do this. And I think, you know, you know, there's gifts there. You knew that you have the gift,
Mhm.
but like,
I
what's up?
don't.
What's up? What do we do? Well, I think that Hawaii is an amazing place, and there's a lot of um I mean, I'm sending you there. I'm like, oh, we could work together, but I'm like, no, you need hands-on. I don't know a lot of people there, but I know that there are a lot of people who do dream work. They do training for spiritual sessions. But the most masterful person that I know where you could start is reading any book that you can get your hands on by Carlos Castaneda.
Okay.
And he talks about just dream walking. Talks about there's two different kinds of people, stalkers and dreamers. And he talks about the significance, like, oh my God. Oh, yes.
Is that like the difference between, is that like a difference between when I have a dream and I'm watching it like a movie, but then sometimes I'm the person, but I know I'm not that person, but I am that person in the dream and I have to like go into them to say what they need to say or do what they need to do to help them. And then I'm back out like an omnipotent, like
Mhm.
watching it all like the movie.
Yeah, there's those are okay, so that's a lot right there. That's a lot. That's deep, right? That's really deep. And again, like you said that, but now I want to say, now that you know what you know, all the things that I just told you, I would say don't do that anymore. Don't do that anymore until you get your physical being together in terms of understanding. When I go in here, because when we work with people, when we enter into other people's realities, whether it's in the physical realm or in
Hmm.
the dreaming realm, we are interacting with whatever they got going on. And if you don't have your systems up, protection, energy ready, then we
Yeah.
taking on whatever they've got. So if they have illnesses, we may experience their stuff. Like I am highly empathic in that particular sense. Someone
Yeah.
tells
Me
me their
too.
foot hurting, my foot starts hurting. Someone tells
Yep.
me they have a problem, I go someplace, I don't feel right. What
Yep.
is it? Because it's not me. My
Yep.
stomach, I mean, I will start feeling things. So I've had to learn how to
Same.
put up the things, and then if we don't know this, we're like, oh my God, I'm very sick. I don't know what's wrong with me. Amazing.
I've started being a lot more aware of that in the last few years of whether it's me that I'm feeling or somebody else or something else that I'm feeling and separating, being able to separate the two.
Mhm.
I think that's part of the reason that I'm more ready to go into these gifts because before I had a hard time separating.
Yeah. I would encourage you to look up the number of different really good shamans there
Okay.
because you're doing advanced level dream work and helping people and working with people, and you really need to work with somebody to help you with all the metaphysical parts of that, and how to engage and protect yourself, and then to know what to do with that in the waking world. because it's very magical, it's very amazing, and you have something there that's life-changing, for not only for yourself, but for the other people around you. But I'm
Yeah.
telling you, if you do this in 30 days, you're not going to recognize your life. You're going to be like, 30 days ago. And now you're like, what? Like, I went into the dream time and I did this. And now, camera. No, never mind. Okay.
It
So,
would be a lot. It would be a lot. It would be really helpful and very life changing to have more
more control and
say
clarity. Yeah.
control. Well, I say control, but I was just gonna say like more say and
Yes.
more say
Exactly.
in what happens in my dream.
What you're moving into, you have authority, you have access, you have power, you have abilities. Grow on those, grow in those, and grow in those, and grow in those, and you will see, oh my goodness. And basically, what you're getting right now, what you're asking for is just what your tools are and how to use them, right?
Yeah.
What are my tools and how do I use them properly, right? Because I had tools and didn't know I had the tools. And now that I have them, I'm learning how to use them properly, what to do, and all these different things. And a lot of the knowledge comes through your psychic intelligence, right? You get a journal, go sit someplace quiet and write. And when you're done, you'll have pages and pages of knowledge of, okay, so, and then ask questions. So when I dream and this happens, what's actually happening? Automatic writing, bam, 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 answers will come and you'll be like, what? Now I have automatic tape recording. So I have a little recorder that I walk around with
Um,
and I start conversations with myself. And then I start, you know what, this and it. And then spirit will show up and then I'll be like, and I go back and play it. And I'm like, oh. So like all the answers come. We have access to that. We have access to all these tools, you know, um, and they can help us. But thank you for sitting with me on my first dream interview.
Yay! Thank you
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sharing and telling me and teaching me so much.
yeah, yeah. You got a lot of stuff going on. Don't just, I just feel like you're like this carefree, just happy go lucky person in spite of everything,
Mm.
but you're sitting on a a a huge, like, major gift, like a gold mine in terms of just what you have access to, so now that if, like, these are dreams are just not dreams, like, I'm not okay, whatever, no,
Yeah,
girl, this you need to be like, I can go, let's travel together in dream time and I can help you do the things, whatever, but yeah. Yeah, girl, you got a gift and it's a rare gift, a lot of people aren't doing the dream work stuff, there's a lot of dream workers out there, but they're not able to access what you're able to access. So yes, definitely need to research that, definitely to push into it, definitely need to, like, expand and expound on those gifts and help people, in the waking world with what you have.
I knew there had to be something to it. The reason that I remember every single dream every single night and every little bit and piece of everything.
And are you writing the dreams down?
No,
Yeah. And it
probably
might
should.
it might even be easier if you record them. Just get a recorder and just record dream 701 and then, this is what happened. This is da, 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 that way. Because if it's a lot of stuff that's happening, it might be tiring to sit there. And then you could always
Yeah,
write it or hire someone to type it for you into a book or whatever, dream adventures or whatever. But I mean,
yeah.
I've dreamt movies. Like,
Yeah,
like movies. I have movies to produce from my dreams.
that is exactly me.
I woke up
Like
from the dream.
it,
I was like, that's a movie. Oh my God. And I'm like, I have, but and the other side, I do missing person work and I have dreamt of the places where the people are being taken. I've been into the people talk about the tunnels and all the different, I've seen the tunnels in my dreams.
wow,
It is, oh my God. Like, yeah.
intense.
Definitely, it's intense. So, but what to do with that? And then also having the spiritual, mental fortitude to come back from something like that and be like, okay, I got work to do. Okay,
Mhm.
I'm good, because sometimes that would make somebody depressed. I'm sure a lot of people are depressed because they see these things and they don't know what to do with them. They don't know what they mean. They're just like, I don't know why I keep going to these dark places when I close my eyes. It's because God,
Yeah.
you help people. It's supposed because you seeing where missing people are being held. You seeing where this human trafficking ring is taking these, wake up and let's.
Yeah.
So
Well,
yes.
it's just in the last, like 5 months or so that I've stopped being scared in my
Mhm,
dreams. If anything, that's scary, I've stopped being scared
mhm, mhm.
and started realizing there's nothing to be scared of.
Yeah.
It just is what it is, or what's
Yeah.
happening is what's happening, and nothing can actually hurt.
Mhm. Yes. Well, you have a wealth of knowledge right now, so I would definitely Carlos Castaneda. Don't forget, check out all the books by Carlos Castaneda, and also check out his cohorts. So there's Taisha Abler, and there's several other women who I can't remember, but I read all their books, and they talk about dream walking, stalking, what it means, how to do it, all the different things that take place in those dream realities. I'm a huge fan of his work. I love Carlos Castaneda. There's
Okay.
people who
I
speak
I
against,
know that I know that name.
yeah, some people speak against him. They say he was crazy and he was lying about everything, but he has a huge following of people that just know, you know, that work is they've based a lot of their work on the teachings of him. And he talks so much about all these different it's I love his work. Carlos Castaneda. Yes.
I've written down.
And then I think a lot of these things, he has their audiobooks on YouTube. So if you Google
Oh,
Carlos Castaneda on YouTube, you might come across a lot of it. You can just listen to the audio versions of it and stuff. So yeah,
yeah.
because it's pretty old stuff. So okay, well, thank you so much. I'm gonna record. I'm gonna check this out, edit it, and see what comes from this, how it works out. But thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
I appreciate it.
Yes.
Thank
All right.
you so much.
We're gonna stay in touch on the IG.
Yep.
Right. But thank you for
Hello again, and thank you for watching this amazing first episode interview of Tell Me Your Dreams. I look forward to hearing from you in the comments. Any questions you have about the video. Shani is amazing. She has such a beautiful talent, and I can't wait to see what her expensive work is going to look like very soon. In any case, this is my Dream Symbols Journal, an intuitive guide for interpreting your dreams. And you can find this, a smaller version of this, on Amazon for sale, or you can find it on my website for sale. Now, right now for Black Friday, the PDF version is downloadable, 50% off. It's normally $20. You can get it for $10 right now. So if you want the journal, go to my website, download it. Also, all readings are 50% off. So if you want to book a dream interpretation reading or any other kind of reading, you can get that on my website as well, 50% off. I look forward to hearing from you guys, questions, any dreams you have you want to share. Also, don't forget, I'm looking for 9 people now, 9 people to sit with me to do dream interpretations for the promotion of my journal. I am really heavily promoting my journal right now because it's what I want to use along with everything else I have to raise the money to purchase my facility for my work. So I'm an artist, I make meditations and music, I do workshops and classes, and I need space for that. So if I can sell 100,000 of these journals, downloadable or Amazon purchase, whatever, I will make enough money to be able to purchase this property. So if you feel called to do so, buy the journal. Go to my website. There's more information and more details there. But anyways, thank you so much for sticking and around and watching the full video. And I look forward to bringing more videos like this to you. Thank you so much. Hakuna Matata.